Hello YouTube, HPZ here today, and this is my first ever video response. It's a video response to Woodland 57. I saw Big G doing a video about this, and I thought I'd get involved as well. It's basically 50 of my favorite games on 15 different systems, and yeah, coming up with that many games, it's not easy because I had to make some compromises and get a bit creative on how I list them. So let's start. The first one is no surprise to anyone. DOS era. I'm going to play Doom. Doom 1 and 2. My favourite games of all time. I'll probably have to say Doom 2 is a bit better than Doom 1 in terms of my favourites. So that one wins out. Second one, Famicom. Once again, we don't get Famicoms locally in South Africa. We had a family clone, and Super Mario Bros. Was the game I played. I just couldn't stop playing it. Spent hours and hours and hours a day playing that game. It was on my 13-1 cartridge. Some of the best child memories I've got. Next on my list is a Sega Mega Drive. Now this one, I only had 3 games in total ever for the system. I had Sonic 2, I had Tailspin, and then I had Echo the Dolphin. So my favourite by far is Sonic 2. Also, I probably played that about the same amount as what I played Super Mario Bros. Just kept on flashing game until I could finish it. Never could get past, I think it was the 3rd or the 4th world for some other reason. SNES. Now this is a new system I picked up, and I'm cheating a little bit because I didn't complete this game on the SNES, I completed it on the DS. I could probably just take SNES out and like DS instead, but yeah, it's Chrono Trigger. If you like your role-playing games like Final Fantasy and that, it's fantastic. It has a brilliant plot and time mechanics, and one of the first games that did this, where it splits into 2 dimensions, 2 worlds with different time periods, and the way you played the game literally changed how the end boss reacted, what time you got to the end boss, how the story finished. If the main character dies or not, you can kill off the main character in the game by going to the boss too early. He dies. And then you can still complete the game without him. It's an amazing game. Okay, Sony PlayStation 1, I've got a problem. There's 2 games on here that I spend most of my time on. The first one being Resident Evil 3, and the second being Final Fantasy 8. Yes, 8, the one that everyone hates. I absolutely loved it. If I had to pick one between the 2, probably Final Fantasy 8. Or I could go third option and pick neither, and then say, what's it, Parasite Eve 2, but not going to go that route. Anyway, moving right along, the Nintendo 64. Now, once again, not a console I actually own, but I got it a bit later on. I'm kind of cheating because I played this and finished this on the Xbox One, not Xbox, but the Xbox One. And that's Conquer Bad Fur Day. Awesome platformer, great sense of humour. If you have time, just sit down and play it. Play the platform and sit on it, ignore everything else. On the Sega Saturn, I'm cheating here a bit again. Most of these I haven't played on the Sega Saturn. I haven't found anything that I truly liked. Virtual Cop comes close, it's decent on there, but I'll have to say the thing I've played the most on the Saturn since I got it was the Doom port, the Doom 1 port. It's pretty good. First console port I think that actually hits Doom and just got it right, got it to a playable state where it's decent. Then off to the PS2. Once again, quite a few games I owned on there. The one I played the most, Final Fantasy X, completed that, and it's a spectacular story, great game. If anyone has the time, please pick it up, please play it. Dreamcast, cheating a little bit, I actually finished this on the PlayStation 1, but Dino Crisis, excellent game. And the Dreamcast Sport, actually I did complete it, finish it. It has better graphics and things, and it's more smooth. I recommend that a lot. Then the Xbox One, not the Xbone, the Xbox One itself. The one game that I constantly am drawn back to is Dead or Alive 2, a fighting game. Even if I don't play it on the Xbox One, for instance, if there's arcade nearby cinema, several of them actually do have either Dead or Alive 2 or Dead or Alive 3. I'll just sit down, put in three coins or 4 coins and just continue playing that. It really irritates the arcade owner, but I'll just play that for like 2 or 3 hours until it's almost time to go, and then call one of the people standing around me over to come take over and play it. I just love the game. Great game. Now, this is more of the modern stuff now. On the Wii, I'll have to say Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Absolutely adored it. Love the wolf levels in it. That's something I just love. Then PlayStation 3. Now this is a game. It was originally released on Wii. I didn't finish it on Wii for one simple reason. Graphics was not good enough for me to get me drawn in, to get me invested in this title. They ported it over then it was first PlayStation 2, then it went to Wii, and then it went to PlayStation 3, and then finally on PlayStation 3 I just grabbed it and I played it and I just couldn't stop playing it. It just drew me in. It has the most spectacular, beautiful graphics. And they could have released it on PlayStation 3. I think it was like 2 or 3 months before the PlayStation 3 release that they released it on PlayStation 2. And that's Okami HD. Spectacular story, lovely graphics. It just draws you in. Just play it. If you want to play PSN Store, buy it, play it. It's an amazing game. Then I'm going to move on to the handhelds. On Game Boy, one of those systems as well, I only had like 2 or 3 games. But a friend of mine had Mario Land, and I never owned it. I do own it now. But if I had that, I would probably say yes, that's my most favourite game. I'm still going to put it down as my most favourite because whenever he was over, I grabbed it and I played it. So that's definitely one of my favourites. Game Boy Advance, I had a few games that keep growing up, and I spent it on 2 games of mine. I probably spent equal time playing, and that's Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Awesome. It's from the SNES port, and it's identical. It just works. It's spectacular. And I'm probably going to get booed out of the room right now, but Dragon Ball Z: The Legend of Goku was actually pretty good on the Game Boy Advance. There's nothing to smirk at. It's a phenomenal game. Just pick it up, play it. If you like action, brawling sort of things, it is good. There is actually a good Dragon Ball Z game, and that's it. And finally, 3DS. It's probably no surprise, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. And that's my phone ringing. So that's all from me, HP Zeta. Until next time, goodbye.